Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe on Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, the title of this lesson is going to be Happy New Year's with a question mark. Yeah, right. Happy New Year with the question mark. Yeah, right. And it just goes to show that the message that the true prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is speaking of are coming to pass. Because while the world is screaming Happy New Year's, the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Donald Trump likes to call us the prophets of doom. You know, we say New Year's Eve of destruction, right? And what's actually happening? What is the Lord actually rolling out? You know, 2020, year of prophecy. He's rolling out destruction, man. Ain't nothing happy about this year, man. Now I came across this post yesterday, and it says 2020 came in wild aggressive for no reason. No, it's a perfect reason. Prophecy has to be fulfilled. The word of the Heavenly Father has to come to pass. Not one jot nor tittle is going to pass from this book till all be fulfilled. All right. Now let's get into some of the great events that has happened thus far, right? U.S. airstrikes live, updates as fears of World War III erupt after Trump orders, pretty much what that sanction, not the sanction, but that hit on the on that military soldier. I believe that Iranian military soldier, right? It says deadly Puerto Rico earthquake leaves close to 300K homes and businesses. I can only speculate that it says destroyed, right? The Australia wildfires in pictures. Volcano eruption near Manila forces 38,000 Filipinos to flee. China coronavirus death toll climbs to 106 as confirmed cases surpass 4,000. Fox News, 9 people who died in helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianni, and 7 other people. Now that's what I call destruction, New Year's Eve of destruction. And this is all sanctioned ultimately by who? The Heavenly Father. The Lord signs off on these things. Now, whether these certain things be psyopsis as far as Kobe Bryant's scenario, whatever the case is, who knows? Really care less. You're not going to see Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those other individuals who were reported walking around in the streets freely. They're dead to the world. They're not dead physically, they're dead to the world, right? And it's only January, man. The beautiful thing about it is only January. You can only imagine what the rest of the year has in store, man. You know, and here it is. People look at the Bible and they attempt to read the Bible or interpret the Bible as if it's all good. It's all as if it's all peace, roses and lilies, and all go along to get along in prosperity. It's not the case. That goes to show that they don't read the scriptures. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 9. It says, "And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein." It's talking about the Bible. "And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe." Meaning what? Lament means what? You're crying for someone. Lamentations. When we read the book of Lamentations, it's a book of complaint of the destruction that was happening to the Israelites. Mourning. You mourn someone's death. You're going through pain. You're going through agony. You're going through grief. You're crying hysterically. That's what you call mourning. And woe represents destruction. You know, you had pretty much every camp in Great Millstone prophesying the New Year's Eve of destruction. And what do we see happening? Destruction. 2020, year of prophecy, man. You know, year of the prophecy. But this is something that's not new. We're just following in the footsteps of what the prophets do. Because why? We are the prophets coming back. The spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophet. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. And what's the latest pestilence? The coronavirus, man. You know, you had this devil, Bill Gates, saying that this virus can pretty much kill up to 60 to 80 million people. You know, and it makes sense that they create a virus as such because their plan is to depopulate the earth. If the earth is at 7 to 8 billion people and they want to maintain that 500 million, they have to release a great killing agent, if you will, you know, to help satisfy that number, you know? And when the true prophets go out there on the highways and byways, what's the topic of our conversation? You know, destruction, you know, and salvation. You can't have one without the other. You know, they both work interchangeably. You know, the fact that they want to have a kill switch bill, the fact that they want the prophets off the streets, for the fact that they create in this red, blue, and yellow list, you know, with the attempt to make their society go on as far as establishing their new world agenda, those efforts are futile, man, because you're playing right into the Heavenly Father's hands. You know, the Lord said, for the deceived and the deceiver are his. And you're only fulfilling prophecy. The fact that you want to get certain things accomplished is only fulfilling prophecy into Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's favor. And our favor as well. You know, you coming into brothers' apartments or houses 3, 4 o'clock in the morning is playing into Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and our favor. You taking brothers to a concentration camp, chopping their heads off by way of the guillotine, is playing into Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and our favor. You know, because this is a light affliction that we have to endure in order for us to receive the kingdom of heaven and receive salvation and to pretty much reign forever. That's what these Edomites fail to realize. You know, when the scriptures say the wicked shall do wickedly and none of the wicked won't understand, that's what it's talking about. These people fail to realize that, yeah, you're in a position of power. Yeah, you're in your rulership, but have you not read? What happened to the Babylonians? What happened to the Persian and Medes? What happened to the Greek Empire? What happened to the pagan Roman Empire? They all fell. And here you are sticking your little pinky toe back out, you know, with the second leg of Rome by way of America. All great kingdoms fell. So what you think is going to happen to America? And not only that, you promote homosexuality. So what you think is going to happen to America? The time of America and the reign of America is just about up. You've overstayed your welcome. Well, let me not say you overstayed your welcome, you know. Your vacation is just pretty much about to be over because the Lord set a boundary in which you cannot pass. So what? You're approaching that boundary. You know, and as much as you don't want to leave, the Lord's going to force you to leave. It says, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of that prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh have truly sent him. So a lot of people is going to come to the realization that we are the true men of the Lord, man. You know, everybody knows with some sense that Dr. King, you know, Martin Lucifer King, everybody knows that he was full of shit. He knew he was full of shit. That's why he had he made the statement where he felt like he learned, he pretty much led his people into a burning building as far as what? Integration. Because we was doing better separated. He went against the counsel of the Lord, man. The Lord said we were going to be separated from thy bowels. But everything works into the Lord's favor because why? The Lord said a part of the curses that we are going to serve our enemies in the one of all things, So certain things had to happen, but harping on these false prophets, right? It says Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 14. Then Yahweh said unto me, the prophets prophesied lies in my name. I sent them not. That's these T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, the individuals out, Kanye West, individuals out there with these big mega churches, these so-called Baptist preachers, even you even got guys who teach Israel or false prophets, you got guys like Nate, of the IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC. These guys are all false prophets, Zabak, hey, he's yet to come out with the chip, saying that the mark of the beast, is the RFID microchip. He hasn't even come out and cleared the air as far as the Cornelius issue. So as far as my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, he's a false prophet. The only men out there that's prophesying 100% true are the men of Great Millstone, beginning with our apostles. The Lord has sent our apostles here at Great Millstone, and the men that's teaching in the same breath, who are in order. It says, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught and the deceit of their heart. Because you got a lot of people who wish, that America goes on, man. They want to build their kingdom alongside Esau and his kingdom. It's not going to happen. Two kings can't rule at once. Yahushua is the king of all kings. He ain't go up on that cross to reign alongside the men who put him on that cross. He's going to take their ass out of power and reign in his stead, man. So what? Here it is. You got people out here believing a false vision, a false divination, when in actuality, all it's going to do is blindside you, man. And what? The punches you don't see coming are the ones that knock your ass out. The Lord is setting up an overhand right for you demons out there, man, you devils. You non-believers. The scriptures also say, though the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. And how do they say that? By not prophesying about it. The Lord said a famine was coming. The Lord said a sword was coming. The Lord said the missiles was coming. Yet they're not prophesying about it. So when the Lord actually have these things come to pass, and here it is, he got his men out there speaking upon these things coming to pass, you're going to look at those men like they were truly sent by the Lord. These people were phonies. It says, by sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. That's right. That's going to be your judgment. You saying, oh, the Lord been saying that the famine was going to come, or the world was been going to come to an end. All right, well, the Lord's going to allow you to be consumed by it because you was a non-believer. It says, and the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them. So what? There's going to be no funerals, man. And that's one thing about dead bodies. When dead bodies are laying all over the streets, after the third day, the body starts to decompose. So what's that in turn going to breed? An airborne pestilence. Shit is going to be all bad out here, man. And you got guys out here still playing games, twiddling their thumbs, knowing of this word and not teaching it. There's going to be a greater destruction coming upon you for all you Fallout boys. What Yahweh Hashem Yahushua got coming to the society is nothing nice, man. When you go through the book of Jeremiah, he was preaching destruction, boy. He was a young man preaching destruction. That's why they wanted to kill him. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect. The elect are the only ones that's going to be saved from this particular hell that the Lord got brewing up, man. You know, and it's called Jacob's trouble because the trouble is intended for Jake. You know, that glittering sword is targeted towards Jacob, Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You know? In fact, let me get that. Ezekiel 21. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. And what do you do with a sword? You furbish it, you sharpen it. Because why? You know you're going to war. You know? It says, should we then make mirth? It contemneth, meaning what? The sword despises the rod of my son as every tree. So what? That sword is intended for the Israelites. You know, but you got people out here that want to make mirth. You know, you got people out here talking about, you know, we're going to party, we're going to fuck up the club, you know, we're going to enjoy the Super Bowl weekend. You know, you got people attempting to brand themselves to try to get a hold and get their piece of the pie in this society. Look, man, we handle our business, you know what I'm saying? And we go home and we get into the word, we teach the word. You know, we keep our life simple as possible. You know, it says, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Who's the slayer? These Edomites. The sword is sharpened, and when a part of that sword being sharpened are executive orders being passed. Well, you got something called the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, you know, in which the government can detain you without due process law. You know, so here it is. You don't need no, if they deem you to be a terrorist, you don't need to go through no trial. They're just going to hold you and attempt to get whatever they want out of you. You know, beat you up, torture you, whatever the case is. You know, that's a part of that sword being sharpened. When they corner the market on bullets, when they buying up all the bullets, they buying up all the guns. You know, they're creating, you know, pestilences like the coronavirus, you know, because that's all CDC controlled, you know, and they blaming it on China, you know. That's one thing about the media. The media, you know, the elites use the media to pass out information that they want the general public to know. You know, it's fear tactic, you know, it's fear control, but it's also something that's going to come to pass because the scriptures say it. You know, the scriptures speak upon pestilences coming. So these are all swords being sharpened that is intended to wipe out you Israelites. But the only people that's going to be protected are the men out there that's sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. There's a mark of the wall on there, which means exempt from judgment. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. What's going to be upon the Lord's people? The sword. It says, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh, because it is a trial. And what if the sword contemn even the rod? It shall be no more, saith the Lord power. You know? So who's the true terrorist? This Edomites. Here it is. He wants us to be terrorists because we're not for his turn. You know, but he's actually the terrorist. He's the one terrorizing. He's the one creating viruses. You know, he got martial law on the books. You know, they got concentration camps, over 900 in America alone. He's the true terrorist. But that's the Edomites MO, the so-called white man's MO. You know, paint the picture, play the victim as if other people are terrorists when he's that one actually being the terrorist. You know, so that pretty much brings a conclusion to this lesson. Happy New Year. Yeah, right. You know, it's a facetious title. You know, so with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.